We are talking about body image issues. This affects everyone in life, but it mainly affects those of you who have lost or are losing weight. At some point, you have to realize that the you seek to be may not be the you can be. You may have to accept that the you that you can be is completely different from the one that you are best at. It is a self-discovery process. Let's get started. Number one, here's the thing with body image issues. Number one, everyone has them. Everyone that you see goes through some amount of whirling over in their head their own sense of inferiorities. It is a common mistake for people to assume that somebody else has it together. Have you ever seen a married couple in public and they look so happy? Maybe you think they're newlyweds, or maybe, well, people with wisdom know when you see a situation like that, there could be tons of trouble that you don't know about. And one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they look at the Joneses and they say the Joneses got it all. The Joneses have it together. Nobody has it together, folks. There's wisdom in that statement. Nobody has it together. The best people that you see with washboard abs and these people that MyFitnessPal puts up these model ads and it shows a woman carrying a baby bag and she's completely ripped and unrealistically beautiful, and even if she's older and she's totally chiseled and just looks like a goddess, it's not real. But that person, that model they hired to take that picture, I don't want to pick on MyFitnessPal, but any of these places where they put a stock photo of someone unreasonably beautiful and say this is the way it is. It's a lie, but it's a lie because that person has their own struggles. So that model may be a pillhead. She may be starving herself every night and be miserable to obtain that look. That's the way it is in Hollywood. All these people, the recent Tarzan movie, of course, Christian Bale back in The Machinist, and you can research all of what actors have to do to stay in shape for movies, and it's very brutal. They're not people who are at their best versions. They're people who are struggling to maintain an image, and that image is temporary, which brings us to the next point. Images change. What you're seeing on TV when you see a beautiful girl who's just perfect, or a beautiful guy who's completely chiseled and ripped and shredded and just looks unreal, any bodybuilder on the planet, even amateurs, will tell you that you cannot stay in competition condition year-round. It is neither possible nor healthy, nor should you want to. Change, just like change by itself it's actually not an image, it's a glimpse, because a glimpse by definition is changing, it is temporary. That's how your body image is. When you go through life, just like when you start out as a child and you compare yourself to 30, you don't look anything the same. Your 0-year-old version and your 30-year-old version look nothing alike. It's the same thing with your 18 or 20-year-old version versus your 70-year-old version. You're not going to resemble, because each image in your life of yourself and that others see is going to be changing and therefore not valuable in and of itself. And that's the truth that people with body image issues start to have, because they see themselves going down in weight. Ooh, I'm a pound less. I'm a belt size less. My shirt, I was at a 2X, now I'm an XL, and now all of that becomes a dopamine hit. You start to feel good. You start to feel excited. You start to get amped up. But pretty soon, if you're not careful, if you don't have a core sense of self, you start to chase an image. You start to chase what people think. And so you do number 3 here. You try too hard to look good. Don't try too hard to look good. Or to set another way, to look your best. Everybody wants to look their best. Everybody wants to go out of their way to be the prettiest one at the party, the one who looks like, get some compliments, you lost weight. You want to look the best for your husband or boyfriend or girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever. That's fine until you get to a point where you realize, and hopefully you realize, you're at a point where you don't feel the best. You're trying to elicit comments so that you can feel like you're on top game. You're looking at the magazines, you're looking at internet articles where these people in top condition are sitting there going, this is how you should look. You should worship at the altar of these amazing people. They're photogenic lies. They're photogenic lies anyway, because those people are changing. They can't stay in the shape that they're in. All what I have taught on this channel, if you have been subscribed to this channel for very long, all I really want you to take home is that you need to be at your best version. OMAD, once you realize that you can lose a lot of weight on OMAD and keep it off, and that it's very instinctive, you can do anything you want. You can stay at any weight you want. But the kicker is you have to go for number 4, the best version of you. Go for the best version of you. Now here's the kicker. The best version of you may not be a size 0 or a size 2, ladies. You may have naturally thicker hips, a naturally thicker butt. You may carry weight depending on your height differently. You may carry weight on your arms. You have to look at yourself and realize where you are most energetic, where you have seen yourself make progress. Maybe you used to couldn't take a flight of stairs before OMAD, but now you can run up a flight of stairs. Maybe you started out at a certain pant size and now you're in another one. That's progress. You're going to get to a point, everybody does, where you realize that you're most productive and most happy and have the most energy at a certain level. It does no good if you have the smallest waistline, but you feel like crap. It does no good if you are on the set of a movie and you are dieting down to look good in a bathing suit, but you feel miserable and you have been starving yourself for 3 weeks. You're not at your worst version, you're at your best version, you're at your worst version, and that's what makes it a lie. And that's why I'm attacking it today, because if you're not going for your best version, the version of you that is your best weight, your best health, your best blood panels, what is your cholesterol, what does your blood sugar look like? When all of those things are lined up and you're at the ideal weight, you're at the ideal blood glucose, you're at your ideal energy level, when all that lines up, you have the potential to unleash your best version. And then you add in the wisdom, you add in the life experience, you add in the drive, you add in the goals, you add in the experience of living productively and helping others be their best version. That's where you really achieve. It has nothing to do in and of itself with weight. Weight is just one measure of whether or not your life is together or not. Someone who is obese, who's way out of shape, who's pre-diabetic, and who is losing themselves, who eats because they're depressed or because they're bored, that's a person who's not at their best version. But you might be, if you're a large enough man, 230 or 240 pounds and feel great. Maybe the best version of you is not 180 or 190. It may be 210, maybe 230. It depends on you. Same thing with the ladies. Your best version may not be 120. At 110. Some ladies will, but maybe not you. The only way you can face the truth of this issue is look at yourself and look at your goals and look at your life. And when you look in that mirror, if you're being destroyed by that inner critic, then you need to follow point number 5. Listen to feedback. Put "damn it" on the end of that when you're taking notes. Listen to feedback, damn it, because you owe it to yourself and to the other person for being willing to share with you what they're sharing with you, the truth. When they will share that with you, when they will tell you something about yourself, you need to listen because they're giving you something that you yourself don't have. The problem when you get into the vortex of self-criticism, when you go in the mirror and you say, look at these lines, I'm getting older, I'm not as tight anymore, my waist is thin, but maybe my skin could be tighter, I'm not good enough. You start to destroy yourself in an unproductive mindset. But when someone else is telling you, I think you look too thin, you better damn well listen. You better listen to others because that's how they see you. And believe me, no one individual can view themselves as others view them. Not completely. Maybe somewhat, but not completely. You need to realize where you stand on the better version scale is you. It is only you. Your best version may not be like anybody else's. You need to be honest with yourself. If you're a lady and you've had a couple kids, you need to look at your body and say, how am I doing? You're not going to look the same as if you never had kids. But why should you go through life and hold yourself to a ridiculous standard that you saw in a magazine or a movie? That's completely stupid. It's completely dishonest, actually, with yourself. You need to be honest and realize that the things you did accomplish, when you've lost weight and you felt better, that in and of itself is a grand celebration. It's a grand celebration. Here's the thing. The reason bodybuilders have such body image issues, they can never be big enough. Just the same way a person with a body image issue can never be thin enough. They're just opposites, but it's the same problem. If you really want to have everything, then have nothing. As Steve Sisler puts it, he refers to the Eros prison, and that's the prison of the ego. If you are content to be nothing, say nothing, have nothing, and do nothing, you have everything. If you will get rid of the ego construct and say, what is my best version, then you're going to realize this. You are the best at being you, and nobody else can.